Hello, it's mid-December and I am making Christmas rings. I'm following the tradition of my grandfather, who I watched make one many years ago, and I'm adapting my own style actually. Earlier on in the season I collected some hazel twigs and made them into circles to start off the Christmas rings. Everything I use is locally sourced on foot and organic, so everything that goes into these can be put on the compost or put out after Christmas for the birds to help themselves to the berries that at the moment I'm pinching from them because they're going to be on the rings. When my grandfather used to make them, he was a serious ring maker. He used to collect the holly in November, bring it down and put it in the ground to keep it fresh and cover it with a large net so that the birds didn't strip it overnight. It was quite strange. Any time from the middle of November onwards, the holly was out in his garden. But anyway, I'm not such a big scale as that. I don't use such a big scale. I just make them for friends and family who want them. Previous years, so I have actually sold quite a few and it's paid for Christmas. Not that I charge a lot. Don't tend to spend a lot at Christmas anyway. But yeah, so this is the rings. Build them up with moss. The moss has already gone on there. So I just snip off various pieces of foliage. The variegated stuff goes really nice against the moss. It shows up. And all I simply do is layer it on top of the moss. And then I build the layers up. And if you can find berries, that's fine. If you can't, doesn't really matter. And just build it around like that until you go all the way around, until you've completed the ring. The things I tend to use are just, say, ivy goes brilliantly. Those berries make a nice big sort of splash bunch of colour there. Well, not colour, but contrast. As I say, you've got some fir here, some pine. Someone had thrown this out after putting their Christmas tree up, and so I got that. And this skimmia was actually something that was left over from a gardener who had cut down someone's tree rather tightly, and I found that as well. So I'm always on the lookout for little things I can use without stripping nature back too hard. So this was from our holly bush in the garden that needed trimming anyway. And as I say, you can just find things around that'll keep their colour for a few weeks. Here's a skimmia again that again was already cut off, and I just took it from the garden of somebody's house that had it trimmed. So yeah, so I really like this idea, and Christmas doesn't feel like Christmas until I've made one or two. But anyway, this is the finished one I've made for my son's front door. And yeah, so if you can see that in the light at all, you can see it here, that's put it over here. And that's what it looks like when it's finished. Something like that, but you can adapt your own idea and do it how you want really. I think the main thing is not use anything plastic or anything that won't go back into the soil. Anyway, have a lovely Christmas. I hope you like my rings. Happy Christmas. Bye.